The very first date that I remember was with Anne McArdle. Although we were only 8 years old at the time, we went everywhere together, and it was even said by some sensible adults that when they grow up, they'll be married, those two. And perhaps if you had seen us walking hand in hand down Lodge Lane in Liverpool, you too would have had us married off. As the video of my mind kept playing, my first adult date came into focus. Linda Rogers, a young woman with long blonde hair, petite frame and laughing blue eyes, zoomed in from 1960s past to 21st century thought in a flash of colour and emotion. I was 18 and she was 17, looking 20, when we first met. She worked in the local garage in Egbert when I roared into her life on my Triumph Bonneville. Ever eager to fill my tank, she probably fell for the Bonneville and me in equal parts, but that didn't bother me. For our first date, we decided to go for a spin on the bike. So on a Sunday evening in July 1965, I called to her house in Mossley Hill. I remember little things about our first closeness together. Her hair had that lovely scent of shampoo, that just-washed smell, as I placed a crash helmet upon her head. This combined with a heady perfume that sent my senses reeling. And these odours were fused with another smell that I loved, the whiff of engine oil mixed with petrol, intermingling with throbbing exhaust fumes that reeked power and speed. With Linda's arms tightly around my waist, off we went, noisily speeding along the roads of Mossley Hill and Egbert, faster and faster, eating up the road until the suburbs were left far behind and we came to a pub in Hale Village where we decided to stop off for a drink. It was an old pub with beamed ceilings and oak-panelled walls. The distinctive aroma of cigar smoke drifted in from the bar to the lounge where we had found a table. Linda said she fancied a baby sham and I settled for a half of bitter. At least that's what I intended to order, as I made my way to the bar and said with earnest dignity, "A baby sham and half a bitter, please," to which the manager replied, "No chance, lad. We don't serve underage in here." Startled and embarrassed, I fumbled for proof of age and produced my birth certificate. But, try as I might, the manager would have none of it. So I trudged back to Linda, who, to my relief, was very sweet when I told her and laughingly suggested we have a drink in our local back in Egbert. Back on the Bonneville, my confidence returned as we made our way to the Grapes in Egbert, where I was not only known, but ironically even helped out as a part-time barman. "What's it to be, Sydney?" asked nice Mrs. Lewis, the manageress. "A baby sham and half a bitter, please," I said with gusto. We stayed all night, listening to 60s jukebox music before I dropped Linda off and made my own way home, and I went to sleep with the smell of Linda and the Bonneville still sending my senses reeling. Now ain't that sweet?